It is season 2. That's right, season 2 of the vlog. So welcome and enjoy this second season.
No, can you just tell these people that there's going to be, you actually recording?
These people?
These people, that there's going to be like the freebies and it's going to do one every week.
Why don't you just tell them?
Because it's your vlog. This is for
So what is it you want them to know?
business owners like you. I can't remember putting it at the spot.
So welcome to season 2 of the vlog. That's right, we are on the second season, and in this season we are talking more businessy stuff, more entrepreneurial stuff, more e-commerce stuff, and the beautiful thing is you get a freebie every week. So just head on over to the site, Edmundson.com, and you can find this week's vlog and this week's freebie and just download it. It's free, it's easy. What more do you want? Slight change to what I've just said. Beth, the editor, who's behind the lens, has told me you might not get a freebie every week. If it doesn't make sense to give you one, you won't get one. But apparently there's be a freebie if it makes sense.
Oh my gosh, I hope that makes sense to someone.
This is Beth.
I'd like to learn how to drive.
No.
Never really follow them through, so.
No, not yet. Nope.
I really thought about it. Quite happy with how things are, so.
I don't like to think of them as resolutions, more as things I would like to achieve.
Just to have more fun, enjoy myself more. I choose easier ones now.
I did one, which was to say yes to more things. That was an expensive year.
Do I have any New Year's resolutions? Not yet. I think most people do it, don't they? They get to the sort of the end of one year, the start of another, and they think, oh, next year I want it to be better in this, and I want it to be better in that. We did a bit of research into this a few years ago. People wanted to make good, big resolutions at the start of the year where health was concerned. 99% of people just didn't stick with them. And so it was at that point I stopped making New Year's resolutions and I did something a little bit different. So, writing things down with New Year's resolutions was a big deal. And over the years, I've kind of developed a system. And so at the start of the year, I will go through this process, but I go through it every quarter, every 3 months. And so what it involves is what I call my personal health map. I should probably come up with a better name for it. I have these sections, right? 5 areas that I look at. I kind of think a little bit more strategically. I think across 5 key areas of my life, and I then start to think about what do I need to do in each of those 5 areas. So my 5 areas, and you can use this, the 5 areas that I look at are spiritual health, and I always start there. Spiritually, how am I doing? I look at my soul health, which I define differently to spirit, but soul health is more about me as a person, about my character, about my thinking. I look at my body, so what physically do I want to do? I look at my diet, I look at my exercise, and I look at what rest is a big important thing there. So I look at my general health and fitness, my physical health and fitness. I look at relationship health. So how are my relationships doing? My relationship with my wife, with my kids, with the guys here at the office who I'm mentoring, all those kind of things. I look at all my relationships, my friendships, where do I need to grow, what do I need to change, and so on and so forth. And then the 5th area I look at is economic health, so which is a big deal, right? You know, we all want to be economically prosperous, so obviously what kind of income I need for 2018, where's that income going to come from? But more than that, I want to know how generous are we going to be in 2018, what are we going to give to, what are we going to support? I choose like 2 or 3 key things that I want to achieve in each of those areas. And then that becomes my map. And every day I figure out, where I'm going to spend my time. I start off the morning with thinking, what 3 things am I actually grateful for? I look at what my goals are. So basically the information from this, how am I going to achieve that over the next 3 months? I break it down into sort of weekly goals, and I break it down into daily goals, and I put that in here. So I think about it every day, look at my targets, at the end of the day, I'll then write down what lessons I've learned, what areas did I win that I thought went super well, and then tonight I just end with what I'm grateful for, right? So like I say, I don't really do resolutions, and because I do it across those 5 areas, it gives me a great balance. I feel like I'm achieving something. Doing a spot of Christmas shopping, and as you can tell, we're all really excited about Christmas shopping. So, are you going to make a New Year's resolution?
No.
And if you could think of one, would you make one?
Yeah, I could think of one.
Have you ever made a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, to cut down on my chocolate.
And how did that one work out for you? So, are you going to make a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, apparently I am.
Apparently.
Yeah, I wasn't going to until you asked me to.
Oh wait, do you think I need you to make one? Is that what?
Yeah, I do think you do. So I will make a New Year's resolution.
Okay, what's it going to be?
So my New Year's resolution will be to hold a freestand handstand for at least 5 seconds by the summer.
So a CrossFit resolution.
Yeah, it's a CrossFit New Year's resolution.
So do you think this one will be successful?
Hopefully. I mean, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So are you going to make a New Year's resolution?
Does not eating vegetables count?
Only if it's broccoli.
Okay.
So your New Year's resolution is not to eat broccoli?
Yeah.
Do you think you could keep that one?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Are you excited though?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how you get on. So here we are, I'm going to start 2018. So what sort of things would I put on here? So spiritually, I need to guard space, right? The last few months have become busy, and so as things get busier at work, the space that I have has decreased. And so I need to sort of find that again, would be one of the things that I put in there. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well. I like to get up early, I like to pray, and I like to just read and just sort of think through the day. And keep doing that, but when you get busy it gets squeezed, so I want to make sure that I sort of stay on top of that. Body health, what kind of things are we doing there? I'm really trying to get this thing, it's a movement in CrossFit called the muscle up. I'm going to nail that in the next quarter. That's one of the big things on my list here. Rest wise, what did we say under rest? One of the things that I bought this year was a piano. I used to play the piano years ago and stopped, and my daughter started, so we bought this new piano. And I'm just sort of refinding that love for the piano. So just putting that in the diary, making sure I do some piano stuff, that's in there. Relationships, obviously, well, obviously you don't know, but this year I've been married 20 years. So a big thing on here will be to make sure that we celebrate that anniversary well and do something totally memorable. And then under economic health, there are a few, under generosity, there are a few projects. A friend of mine sent me a message today. Actually, there are a few international projects that we're looking at that maybe we could support and get going to people who are really in need, and that I find really exciting. And can I tie, the profits saved from what we do at work into that as well, and be much more intentional with our giving? And so I really want to make next year a much more generous year for us as a family. So they're the kind of things that I would put on there, and I'd be like, right, well, how do I do that? How can I break that down to make that achievable? And then I would spend a good half a day to a day thinking about that, get that all mapped out, and then start working towards those goals.